Recording. Hello, this is Angel Talk with Brenda Hardwick, podcast that helps you connect to your angels, and we discuss everyday topics. This is the January 2026. Oh, I did it again.
February.
February 2026 edition. Our topic this month is keeping your joy flowing. Keeping your joy flowing. This is a topic that could be a challenge. I will tell you that Angel Talk Podcast is going into the 4th year. And here on my YouTube channel, you can see almost all of them. Soon, those that are only audio will be transferred over, and you will be able to listen to all 4 years. My guest healer and spiritual mentor today is Brandi Pummell with Brandi's Healing Magic. If you look in the notes under the podcast, you'll see the links that you can get to her if you have questions or if you are interested in a session with her. She's in Denver, Colorado. Okay. Keeping your joy flowing. This is not an easy thing to do, especially with all of the chaos going on around us. I don't know about anybody else, but I know about me. And I know that if I didn't have my angels, if I didn't have my friends like Brandi and my other friends that are in the healing community that I could talk to and bounce things off and hear from periodically, I think I would be lost in the chaos. And keeping my joy flowing has just not been easy. Brandi, what about you?
I have to make really conscious choices right now. I wake up feeling blessed that I have my home. I wake up blessed because my cat always meets me in the morning, right? But it can be something simple as going for a walk and noticing the sunlight shining through the leaves. It can be, being thankful that we've had a pretty warm winter and balancing that with any challenges about, are we going to have enough moisture? Um, but I find the really small moments are where they accumulate faster, friends who come visit and we go for a walk. Um, uh, Finding things that make me smile, give me joy. Really, playing my violin helps me with with that. So, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be what anybody else labels as self-care. It's things where you find joy, where you smile, where you lose time. I think of losing time as where your soul finds joy, you know, whether that's in meditation or sewing or reading. For me, reading is a big thing.
Well, thank you for how you said that. It's the little things. So often when people talk about self-care, or even when people talk about joy and finding your joy, and so many people um, lately I have heard say, I've lost my joy. And to find your joy, you have to look inward. It's not the things that other people say or do. It's the things that make you smile. It's the things that make your heart warm. It's the things that make you go, ooh, or wow, or take a deep breath even. Um, and keeping your joy flowing can be difficult. Um, just this morning, I lost a dear friend. Now, we know she's been ill and that she was going to leave us. Her transition took a while because she didn't want to go and she fought it, even as her body was failing. She fought it. And I reached for my angels and through them reached for her angels and asked for her way to be eased and for grace to be given. And I know now that she's on the other side that it has to be more joyous than when she was here because she was in pain. And she leaves all of us with some emptiness. But I find joy in that she finally went over. Whether you call it her crossing the rainbow bridge or her joining her family, I know her angels and her family that was already there were waiting for her. It doesn't mean it was any harder for her to go and to say it's okay. But I have to find my joy in the fact that she is okay and that she's not in pain anymore. We are energy. We are energy. And energy doesn't die. We continue. Do
Yeah.
you have something to add to that?
Well, I was reminded of that last week. So I was doing a fair, and normally I get readings from other healers or whatever. But one of the patrons of the fair actually stopped by the booth and she was seeing my angels. And she reminded me of my loved ones on the other side and how they're trying to talk to me. And it's so funny because I talk to them for other people all the time, but I get blocked for myself. But just a reminder of they're there, they're supporting me. Um, and it's like things that nobody else would remember. Um,
Mhm.
and I call those God winks. So my grandma God winks are when I see the traditional Bronco gear where it was like pumpkin orange and royal blue instead of the navy blue they have now, or owls because she collected owls. And so when I see those things, that's a grandma God wink and it brings me joy. And with my dad, it can be two things, like rodeo cowboy kind of things because he rode in the rodeo, but also dinosaurs because I grew up in near Dinosaur National Monument, which may be a national park now, I don't remember. But we had a lot of tourism about dinosaurs, and one of the last times I saw him, we went to one of the museums. And so I have a little purple dinosaur, and it always reminds me of my dad. And so when I see those things, but they can come to you through songs and they
Yes.
can come to you through certain memories. And if you're having trouble connecting, you can ask for a certain symbol or a certain thing or something only you'd recognize. So if you don't have to come up with something specific. And those things can bring a lot of joy even through the grief.
Yes. And there are things that can and will bring you joy all around you. So when it feels like your joy is dipping for whatever the reason,
Mhm.
there's so much chaos and fear going on around us right now that sometimes it can be overwhelming as far as what's not joyous and what's hard to deal with.
So especially when I'm going through hard times, I become more intentional about seeking out joy. So might mean that I take out my camera so that
Mhm.
I have that lens to look at life. It may be that I seek out the friends who always make me smile or make me laugh. But it can also be like I like to take baths and I like to read. So maybe I'll give myself more permission to read a book just for fun or to watch an old movie that I love. Sometimes I'll even like intentionally cry so that I can release those
Mhm.
emotions and let it
Mhm.
bounce back up.
And I go just the opposite because um, crying, I know it's good for you, and when it happens, it's okay. But I end up having to blow my nose, and my eyes run, and it's just a mess. So what I will do instead is laugh intentionally, because even when you laugh, if you're just going ha 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 ha, and with no real laugh behind it, your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain doesn't know the difference. So it still releases the endorphins and the serotonin that will raise you up. And that's good.
And that's what your book's about, right?
Yes.
Finding
Yes.
those videos, the cat
Fine.
videos
Yes.
or the,
Or the
yeah.
movies that make you laugh, or and today, back when we were growing up, well, when I was growing up, yeah, a little older than you, but when I was growing up, you couldn't go anywhere and find the episode of any TV show because you wanted to because it made you laugh. But now with YouTube and um, well, the internet itself, you can go in and just Google Carol Burnett and Tim Conway elephant joke, and you can get the whole thing and just sit there and laugh because that's one of the funny things. The Carol Burnett show was hilarious. Um,
Or like Lucy in the Candy Factory.
Lucy in the Candy Factory, absolutely. Or I mean, there the possibilities are almost endless. Um, you have so many tools today that us older individuals didn't have, and for us, it's amazing that we can go back and find those things and tap into them now and laugh again.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And that's a trick I use too, is I go back in time to a place that was happy
yes,
or
yes,
joyful, a memory. And when you put yourself in that space, it can trigger all those emotions.
yes, and
Another tool I use is music. So if I
oh
have a
yes,
favorite song,
yes,
your senses are very powerful. So smells
mhm.
and sounds can transport you back in time, and those emotions can come up as well.
And there are certain songs that, because of the frequencies in them, automatically raise your joy. One of those songs that I always loved when it came out was Pharrell Williams, "Happy." Um, he used it in one of the Minion movies. It was awesome for that. But just listening to that song when I was working and driving, because I would go to Podunk, Colorado, and I in one of the departments I had offices way out on the Eastern Plains and way up in the mountains, and the only way to get there was to drive. You couldn't fly, and if you could fly, you still had to drive, so you might as well just drive. Driving home was always kind of boring, and to stay awake, I would have to roll the window down, and I had a tape in my the tape recorder in the car. It was before CDs, and then when CDs, I had the CD player, the ones you could make yourself, and Happy would just play on it because it would keep me awake. Just hearing the song would keep me awake. It's not a song you can go to sleep to. And there are others like that. If you think about it through your childhood, um, and you can see the videos on it where people, they're the women do it more often. They're in the kitchen and they're cooking, and a song comes on, and they know what it is from the opening, and as soon as it hits the downbeat, they drop what they're doing and they start dancing. That's finding your joy, and
Right?
that's immersing yourself in it, and it's different for everybody.
Right. So again, think about those things you loved to do when you were a kid. Think about those things that bring you joy, even if you're bad at it, right?
Yes.
Um, it can be like for me, studying Japanese brings me that joy, even though like for some people it'd be a slog. Um, but some people love to go to the gym. For me, I'd rather go walk outside. So, it's not a one size fits all,
It's not.
but the commonalities are like the things that just lighten your heart, the people that m- bring you back to that wonder. Can
Yes.
be a sunrise, a sunset. It can be watching your cat hunt out the window, you know?
It can be a bird flying by.
Yeah.
It can be um it's just, just
Making
wherever you're
popcorn
at.
with your grandkids, right?
Yes. Which I did today. They had company. I made popcorn and sat them in front of the TV with a movie. And just making the popcorn brings back memories from when I was a kid. It's not the same as Jiffy Pop. Not everybody's going to remember what that is, but it's not the same as Jiffy Pop, but it's like that. And the smell and what that smell brings back. And it's different than the smell of what the popcorn in a theater smells like. So you have to find and remember and revive the things that bring you joy, that make you smile, that
Yep.
make you laugh, that lift you up, even in the midst of the chaos and the fear and grief. They're all things that we have to endure, that we have to go through. But it doesn't mean you have to hang on to them and hold on to them and keep them. It's the joy that you want to keep. And it's
So
the
my
easiest.
props today, right?
Yes. Yes.
My little sister gave this to me when I graduated from law school. I don't have the pencils her husband picked up, but I still have this in my room because it makes me smile. I also like fashion, so I have these oracle cards that are fashion related just because they make me smile. Hummingbirds are symbols of joy, so if you see them, um,
And hummingbirds, that's one of the birds I miss here. We don't have hummingbirds here.
yeah.
Yes.
For me, especially the hummingbird has a memory with it. When I was about 8, I had a close encounter with a hummingbird on a
Ooh.
swing set. And I've asked the angels about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Brandy, that's your reminder when you need joy. It's remember to find joy every day." And
And
that's one of the reasons I wanted this topic. The picture behind me is one of my joys. It's a picture from the Chihuly exhibit at the Denver Botanic Gardens.
uh,
But it was one of my favorite days. But I also love the way glass shimmers and shines. And this was, a camera day too. So
yes, it's a great picture. I love that. I saw it before we started, and I thought, oh my God, that is so cool. That's awesome. Okay. It's like, that's like, for me, going to a gem and mineral show, just being around all the different crystals and rocks, it just brings me joy. I can just stand there. It's one of the things I miss about the US because there were two big shows. that I would go to, the one in Tucson and the one in Denver. And the closest show here to where I am in Portugal is in France. I don't remember what the city is, but it's a short plane ride, and not very expensive. It's one of the trips I want to try and make. We'll see. I'm going to ask the angels to help me get there, and it'll probably just be a weekend, but I would like to do that, even if I don't buy anything, because I think my kids would have a cow if I bought any more rocks in the house. I have a lot already, but it's just, I like to be around the people and around the crystals and around all the rocks and see the new things that they have found. It just brings me joy. So, yeah. And I can take my camera. So if I can't buy anything, I can take pictures.
You can capture the energy with your camera.
Yes, yes. So,
So small things for joy.
yes, everybody has something that brings them joy. And even if you have trouble remembering what some of those things might be, talk to your bestie, talk to your closest loved one, talk to your dog or your cat or your bird, whatever pet you have. You'll get the help you need. You can also ask your angels. They'll make sure you find it. Like Brandy's sent her the hummingbird. Last words, Brandy. Is there anything you would like to tell folks? Is there any one thing specifically that you'd like to leave them with?
Joy is so individual. It's like art, it's like music. Find what makes you smile and be intentional about it because it can really be as simple as finding the time to go outside in the middle of your day to go for a walk and feel the sunshine on your face and watch the leaves blow. It can be that simple.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you will share this with everyone you know. Thank you. Next month, my guest speakers are Scott and Monica Bonyang. And I probably said their last name wrong because I always do. And the topic will be learning to put yourself first. So I hope you will join me on the fourth Wednesday of the month in April. Until then,
In
namaste.
March
In March. But I
and
said
April.
April. I don't know what day it is. Yeah, it's in March because this is February. Sorry, yeah. Okay. Until then,
But
namaste.
basically, she does it every month. So the fourth Wednesday of the month. You just
Fourth
don't know what the
Wednesday of the
topic will
month.
be.
Yeah, I just don't know what day it is. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you, Brenda. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation.